This was Israel for thousands of years. This is Israel today. Democracy at work in the Near East. Miracle, year 5. How do you know this is Israel? Bronx Zoo? The sign says it's Israel. Akron, Ohio? The sign says it's Israel. Detroit? The sign says it's Israel. Hoboken? Newark? Cleveland? The signs say it's Israel, a new Western-minded state in the ancient Middle East. And the people, what are they? Engineer, soldier, road worker, builder, shepherd, fisherman, driller, laborer, diamond cutter, and lots more. Each a miracle in a nation of the people, by the people, for the people. Building up a democracy. This is Haifa, where products go out and people come in. 750,000 refugees rescued from lands of danger and despair in Israel's first 5 years of freedom. A miracle of deliverance. They began like this. Checkerboard City. Shack City. Immigrant City. A cup of tea to dream over. Today a roof, tomorrow a miracle.
Anyone who doesn't believe in miracles is not a realist.
So spoke Chaim Weizmann. The Schneiderman family believed in miracles.
We came as refugees 5 years ago in search of freedom, to build a new life. We came from nothing, into nothing. But we believed in the miracle, Israel. We settled on the land. The land gave us strength. First, we had a small home. Then we had a larger one. Then, in that first year of Israel's birth, we had a boy. What a birthday present, to be born into freedom.
Something I didn't have, but my son will. Freedom of worship, freedom from fear, just plain freedom. Something you'll never know about here, my son. The vile sickness of anti-Semitism. But you'll know about the earth. The earth is good. Grow with it, for it is a land wherein thou shalt someday eat bread without scarceness. My heritage to you, my son, grow in this land full of hopeful spaces, in this whole new world full of promises, where every day is tomorrow, and the day after is the future.
And you, grandmother, what about you?
There's a future for me, too, in Israel, growing with my children. This year, Passover took on a new meaning in our house. It was the first time my grandson asked the 4 questions.
Man ishtana halaylo hazeh mikol halaylos.
Why is this night different from all other nights? Why is this land different from other lands? Watch out. Children growing. Israel is a next generation country. Everything is for the children. And look at them. They could be your own neighborhood kids. Healthy, happy, carefree. This is the forest primeval. 5 years old. Quiet. Forest growing. All over Israel with the children. For as your twig is bent, so grows your tree. Freedom growing. Freedom from want. New industries to create new jobs, new goals, even new words. Would you believe it? They had to create a word to say airplane. Where was there such a word in the ancient Hebrew language? There wasn't. And so they invented one, aviron. Youth and industry growing together. Growing up together. The machine age didn't just come to Israel. It came spinning in like a whirling dervish. A new cement pipe plant to make the irrigation pipes Israel needs for her agriculture. Freedom growing. Freedom from want. Man from Mars, man from Yemen. Skilled labor from skilled hands. New industries to create new lives, new ways of living. A plant at Haifa. The only automobile assembly plant in the entire Near East. Freedom. Growing. Men from all corners of the earth. 70 lands in all, to forge a new democracy circa 1953. Men from the Middle Ages, circa 1253. Yemenites who never saw an automobile, never heard a radio, brought right smack into the 20th century.
I'm a foreman at a Jewish agency farm depot in Israel. You people who give to the United Jewish Appeal and make a place like this prosperous, watch what happens as a shipment of tractors arrives from the north. It would have made you feel good just to watch the Yemenites, the way they crowded around a hunk of machinery. In 12th century Yemen, You can't learn about 20th century tractors, but you can in Israel. We teach them. But what's more important, they want to learn. Finally, one of them got up beside me in the driver's seat. You'd imagine. In all his life, he had never ridden on anything. Drive it like an auto, I shouted. What is an auto? He yells back. But he learned. They learn fast. The Yemenites are quick. Very quick. Freedom growing? You bet.
But freedom grows not only with tractors, not only in factories, not only with machines. Freedom also grows out of the good brown earth. Freedom grows with a shepherd tending his flock, even in the 20th century. Freedom grows with a herdsman caring for his cattle. This will hurt me more than it does you, but it's good for Israel. You've got to be healthy, calf. We need you. Freedom grows proudly, like a spirited stallion. Freedom growing since 1948. In only 5 years of freedom, Israel has built more than 300 new settlements. Freedom growing? You bet. Israel farms the sea as well as the soil. Ever see Jewish fishermen? You're seeing them now. Oh, Captain, my Captain, what do you see?
I think I see the future. Not so much in the big things, in the little things. People working together, people living together. People just doing things together. For all.
Right out of the water. Until you haven't tasted anything. Water, water everywhere. But not a drop for the desert. The Negev, barrenness. A dust bowl. For thousands of years, a cauldron receiving the topsoil blowing down from the Israeli hills. Wake up, you slumbering giant. We're turning a river for you, the Yakon. And we're going to pump water into your veins that will someday make you both the breadbasket and the mining center of the entire Middle East. Pipelines. Even now, they begin to bring water from the north to make the desert bloom. Remember the old Wild West days in America? Well, you don't have to remember it in Israel. Here is the new Wild West. Beersheba, gateway to the Negev and opportunity. Israel's frontier town, boom town. And Israel's frontiersmen ought to open a new colony of their own where water has been pumped into the desert. America's pioneers once plowed this way with a rifle on their backs. Of all the tremendous discoveries in the Negev, minerals are by far the most important. For centuries, great mineral wealth lay forgotten in the Negev. And then, in the 5 years of Israel's freedom, Israeli geologists began to prod, to probe, and surprise copper, manganese, mica, feldspar, phosphates. This is the mining of phosphates, dug out of the Negev below Beersheba. Once, Israel's farms imported vast quantities of phosphates from Florida and Morocco. But now Israel supplies her own, more than 80 tons a day, and the source has hardly been tapped. Truly a miracle in the desert. This is a phosphate processing plant in Haifa, producing fertilizer for export and home use to rebuild the soil. Israel rebuilds people as well as the soil. Malbim, a medical welfare program in Israel created through United Jewish Appeal Funds. Here, immigrants, sick and crippled, who bear the scars of the Hitler period, cared for in TB centers, old age homes, a special village for the blind.
What I like about Malbim is that they don't let us just sit around staring at the walls. They teach us new trades. They teach us how to earn our livelihoods again. They cure us or teach us to live with our ailments.
But Israel isn't all sweat and blood. There's plenty of laughter. Plenty of movement. There are cities as well as immigrant shacks. But most important, Israel is people. Pleasant walk in the noonday sun. A banister is a banister in any country. Oh, watch the panties, little girl. They're expensive. And wherever there's a beach, there's the man with the muscles. When you have a free press, you get press conferences. And here's Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion dedicating an art museum. And the theater, Chambers Theater Group. Got to make up first. Pickup Girl had a run on Broadway, too. Same play, different language. Yes, a fashion show. Haifa's a big city. Purim calls for a party, a costume party. That's a girl from Yemen, out of the Middle Ages into the 20th century and doing quite well, thank you. Israel's foremost artist, Jean David, at home, Jerusalem. You must have seen this poster. His friend looks like he might buy a picture. Israelis tell a story of the man who decided to end it all by lying down on the railroad tracks. But he brought his lunch along. A man can starve to death before the train comes. Nevertheless, they have big plans for their railroad. Watch out, freedom growing, children growing, Israel growing. One thing stays with you about the people of Israel, the singing and dancing that goes on all over the place. Round and around you go, my child, round and around you go. First with a heel and then with a toe, round and around you go. Celebration, Independence Day, 5 years of freedom. Something to dance about, isn't it? Round and around you go, my child, round and around you go. How do you know it's Israel? There's freedom in the air. Israel, a new democracy, a new state, a going and a growing concern. Round and around you go, my child, round and around you go. First with a heel and then with a toe, round and around you go. Watch out, freedom's growing.
And now to Washington for a message concerning the United Jewish Appeal from Senator Herbert H. Lehman.
The rebirth and the rapid growth of the State of Israel is indeed one of the miracles of our time. 5 short years ago, Israel was but a hope and a dream. Today, Israel is an integral part of the free world, a haven of liberty and of opportunity for the weary and the oppressed, a nation in the family of nations. In Israel, the same freedoms Americans hold dear are a vital part of every man's daily life. As in our own country, the citizen of Israel enjoys freedom of speech, of faith, of press, and of assembly. As in the United States, the people of Israel strive constantly to create a situation of freedom from want for all. On this 5th anniversary of its birth, Americans everywhere salute this vibrant, growing sister democracy. In Israel, we see mirrored our own aims and some of our achievements. But meanwhile, we cannot lose sight of one basic fact. Israel is still beset by a host of pressing problems. Paramount among these problems is the tremendous task of settling and absorbing all the hundreds of thousands of newcomers who have flocked to Israel's shores. And parallel to that may be the task of welcoming and settling many more who may yet come this year. For those who have come and may come, Israel must build great numbers of new homes. She must expand food production and exports. She must provide increased schooling and employment opportunities for a population that has more than doubled since 1948. To accomplish these objectives, Israel must have aid from all who cherish freedom and uphold human progress. Such direct, practical aid has been channeled to Israel by liberty-loving Americans through the United Jewish Appeal, even before the state's founding. The United Jewish Appeal is the great American instrument for swift help to Israel in its present struggle for stability. I strongly urge your full support of the nationwide drive of the United Jewish Appeal to the end that the democracy of Israel may overcome its difficulties and advance along the road to fulfillment of its noble purpose.
What you have just seen is true. The names have not been changed, nor the places, nor the events. You've seen not happiness so much as the pursuit of happiness in this miracle year 5. And now to Jerusalem for a word from the President of Israel, Yitzhak Ben-Zvi.
I'm happy to send you my greetings on this day, the 5th anniversary of our independence. I want to take this opportunity to thank the great Jewish community of the United States who have contributed so generously to the United Jewish Appeal. You can see the fruits of your aid in our kindergartens, our schools, our new suburbs, and the new face that has been given to our country. On this day of our independence, Yom HaAtzmaut, I give you our humble greeting, Shalom, and let me add an invitation to you all, the Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim.